Hi, this is Joe again with another movie review. And for the subject of this video, I'm going to be discussing the 2016 film Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice. Yes, I'm going to be discussing this film. And this movie, of course, was, I would consider it to be the first blockbuster of 2016. And this movie, in a way, is a disorganized mess. And I was wondering why would I consider this a disorganized mess? And I finally got to see this movie over the weekend on HBO, and I can understand why it's a disorganized mess. And of course, when I heard the casting for this film, I knew, in a way, backhanded way, I knew the movie was going to be a disaster. Because for 4 words, Ben Affleck playing Batman. That's all you have to know about why this movie is a disorganized mess. Because don't forget, Ben Affleck, some 13 years earlier, played the Marvel superhero Daredevil, and that movie was a bomb. At first, it wasn't that bad, but the more I think about it, the more I dislike the movie. But that's for another review for another day. For the plot of Batman vs. Superman is the fact that this movie takes place just after and this is what happened in the movie Man of Steel. And Harry Cavill replaces his role as playing Superman. And of course, there are a couple of people who reprised their roles and came back in this movie, which eventually we're going to get to, hopefully. So what happened was, after that disaster and during the battle between Superman and General Zod in Man of Steel one of the Wayne Enterprises building in Gotham City was destroyed, and he lost a lot of his workers and everything else. So because of that, Bruce Wayne, Batman, decided to get his revenge on Superman and try to find some way to bump him off or get him off the planet. And that's pretty much what now they kept up that plot through the whole film. It might have been better. But fortunately, they had one big action sequence after another, and this very low. To me, it was like very, very low plot work. And they kept up with that easy comic book plot. If they kept it up with that idea of Bruce Wayne getting revenge on Superman for what he did to Wayne Enterprise, inadvertently destroying Wayne Enterprises building, that would have been better. But unfortunately, it's not. They brought in. Who did they bring in this film? They brought in Lex Luthor, who was played by Jesse Eisenberg, who wants Superman to kill off the Bat. Why? Because the story is that Bruce Wayne, of course, went back and playing Batman to be Batman, and of course he was branding people in the chest, bare skin with the bat signal, the bat logo, and it was really ridiculous. Batman going after criminals once again instead of focusing on Superman, but they kept going back and forth between fighting criminals and trying to find a way to stop Superman. Going back and forth between those two plot points, and it was ridiculous. They should just get to one premise, and that's it. That's my opinion on that. But anyway, Lex Luthor found out that Batman is back in business. So he says, "Hey, got an idea. Ask Batman to have one superhero go after the other." And the way for doing that is for Lex Luthor to kidnap Martha Kent, because he found out that Martha Kent, once again played by Diane Lane, was Clark Kent's mother. So, I'm going to kidnap Martha Kent, and then you can go after Batman for me and kill him. That was Superman's premise for going after Batman. And then Lex Luthor used Batman's determination to get Superman You have this big fat battle, and the two of them were fighting each other. They wanted to go after Lex Luthor. That was his idea. And of course, there was one big scene that, spoiler, was actually a dream sequence. It was in all the trailers where Superman Batman got caught because he wanted to steal some kryptonite so he could use it on Superman. And with his arms hang out like this, and Superman crashing into the prison, and he takes off Batman's mask, and you see Ben Affleck's face. That was a dream, not an actual. Well, it was a scene in the movie, of course, but there was a dream sequence, and not during the actual battle of Batman and Superman. But the battle itself, there wasn't a bad fight scene between the two of them. But you said because Ben Affleck playing Batman, I knew it was going to be crap. And there was a lot of controversy when it was announced that Ben Affleck was playing Batman. There was a lot of controversy because we know that he is a shit actor. And he was in like I mentioned before, he was in Daredevil, and that was a bomb. So he knew the man cannot act. Okay, the man cannot act, right? So for the fight scene, for the action sequences, of course, there was not bad. The action sequences wasn't bad as well. Of course, throughout the movie, if you blink and you miss it, you see the Flash was in it. There was also one plot point where Batman or Bruce Wayne was going after Diana Prince, who was played by Gal Gadot, who was an Israeli major hottie. I mean, I thought the only two major hotties that came out of Israel were Natalie Portman, where she was raised in the United States, but she was born in Israel, and Paul Raffaelli, the model. I mean, this girl is drop dead gorgeous. I mean, and she got hired to play Wonder Woman, the first actress to actually play a live action version of Wonder Woman since Linda Carter 40 years ago. So it's been like 40 years since an actress physically played the part. I'm not talking about voice acting in various cartoon series. I'm talking about a full live action version of Wonder Woman. Anyway, she and Bruce Wayne was trying to get information on Lex Luthor, and it felt like Lex Luthor was doing something underhanded as usual, and found out that Diana Prince was actually stored the flash drive that Bruce Wayne was using to download all the files from Lex Luthor's computer. So there was a little back and forth thing going on, and then Bruce Wayne found out that Diana Prince was not as young as she says she was. And she found out that she was around during World War I and World War II, and I said, who the hell is this girl? Was it a relative or something? And then she found out that, hey, this girl is an Amazon warrior princess. So that was kind of crazy. And of course, if you're also blinking, you miss the Flash. You see Aquaman. You see Aquaman more than you do the Flash. It was like a longer bit with Aquaman than you do the Flash. I digress. Then of course you have you do see Gal Gadot dressed up as Wonder Woman, and she kicked ass in this movie. I mean, she really did. I thought she did a terrific job in this thing, and she did get. I think of all the actors in this movie, that got the most praise was Gal Gadot playing Wonder Woman. And there is a hype that there's going to be a Wonder Woman movie. There's going to talk about that, or another Wonder Woman live action television series. Who the hell knows? I don't know if one director dropped out, was hired, she dropped out, another one was hired. I mean, you don't know if there's ever going to be a Wonder Woman movie, because of what's going on with the production. It's another disorganized mess. Anyway, with the fighting scene, the way they got the fighting, of course, actually Batman does beat Superman. Spoiler if you haven't seen the film, the few who haven't, but using kryptonite on him. But the fight does stop by Batman saying, or Superman saying to Batman, he's got Martha. He said, how do you know that name? Don't use that name with me. And the reason he said that is because Martha was the first name of Bruce Wayne's mother, who, of course, we all know was killed along with her husband, Thomas Wayne, when they were mugged. And it's also the first name of Superman's adopted mother, or Earth Mother, played by Diane Lane, who reprised her role in this film, along with Kevin Costner. If you blink, you missed him. Kevin Costner also reprised his role as Jonathan Kent in this film as well. And also, of course, one plot point that I want to bring up in a minute, which my other pet peeve in this film, which I want to bring up in a minute, is, of course, this Lawrence. Well, I should bring up now the Lawrence Fishburne playing Perry White. Of course, you know my pet peeve is I hate it when they change the ethnicity of actors, of characters in comic books. Because we know Perry White was not black. Okay. Meanwhile, they changed him for the last two films, for Man of Steel and this one. They made him into a black guy. So fuck you, Warner Brothers, for making it politically correct. I mean, because it's not black enough, not enough color in the film. So they had to have a black guy playing a character who's been since 1938 has been white. I'm telling you what not only does in the comic books, but in the movies, in the various other cartoon shows. Perry White was even from the Superman TV show from the 50s. Perry White was always a white guy. And to have a black actor, I'm not knocking Lawrence Fishburne, I mean, he's a very good actor, but to have a black guy playing a character who since 1938 has been white, to me it's insulting to white people. And I'm speaking to it as a white person, it's insulting to me. And if it was the opposite, if it was a guy who was a traditionally black character in comic books or movies, now all of a sudden playing by a white character, I mean, there would be an uproar over that. But since it's the opposite, a black guy who playing a traditionally white character, that's okay. But because, back to the movie, but since Bruce Wayne Superman used the word named Martha, said, oh, he's got Martha, it's got my adopted mother. That's pretty much stopped the fight. And because Batman was about to kill Superman, and then Superman was about to kill Superman was about to get killed by Batman, and when Superman used the name Martha, that's when pretty much stopped the fight. And then decided, hey, let's work together, and then they decided to stop Lex Luthor, and which of course they eventually did, and he went to jail, and they shaved his head when he went to jail. I don't know what the hell the purpose was. That was the scene when they shaving Lex Luthor's hair. What the hell? What the point was that? I mean, I'm watching this. Like, really? I mean, come on. And that's why I thought this movie was this. And also in the movie they brought up when Lex Luthor invaded Superman, found out where Superman's ship was when he crashed when he was a baby, and he reactivated a Kryptonian super killer, which of course happened to be Doomsday, and you had the big whole fight scene with Superman and Doomsday, and then of course Batman came in and stopped him with the kryptonite spear they created. I mean, it was disorganized. Maybe that's because they put in way too many villains in that thing, too many DC comic heroes. I mean, that's why this movie was. I was wondering why this movie was a disorganized mess, other than the fact that Ben Affleck was in it. Now I know why. I mean, it was really overblown, overdone, and way too much to put into one particular film. At least in the original Superman movies with Christopher Reeve, they didn't overdo it. It was a simple plot for the whole film. One particular storyline, maybe a subplot. Maybe a couple, 2 or 3 different subplots, but for the most part, you had one basic storyline, and all these subplots tying together for the main plot, a storyline. This one, no, it went from one plot to the next plot, and then all of a sudden it went back to the first plot. I mean, and then after the first plot, it went back to like the fourth plot, or then went back to the fifth plot. I mean, it was just a disorganized mess, and I wish. With all the talent that was behind this movie, they should have done a hell of a lot better job for this thing. Fortunately, they didn't. I wish they did. This movie deserves better. The fans of these comics. I haven't been a fan. I haven't read that many Batman or Superman comics when I was a kid. But I was a fan of the cartoon series when I was the Super Friends cartoons and the various other cartoons that came down the pike. But the fans deserve better than this piece of crap. This organism. You can't have one big action scene. And like as soon as one action sequence ended, the next one picked up. And it was really ridiculous. Really too. To me, it was really too much. It was like overdoing it. I figure, if Batman and Superman would be cool, but the big fight scene didn't take place till maybe over an hour into the movie, to an hour and a half into the film, and the film was like 2.5 hours long. So if you go more than halfway through the movie before you get to the Batman Superman fight, it's like we're overdoing, really stretching it out, really padding it out with other plot points and subplots and action sequences and different characters. That's really doing too much. I mean, if it was a Justice League movie, which I heard rumors about, then it's one thing. They have all these different plots going on, and it's one thing. But if it's supposed to be just Batman and Superman fighting, and it takes more than halfway through the film to get to it, it's just way too much crap going on, way too much stuff going on in this thing. And I would have liked it better if they didn't overstretch it, overhyped it, and it would have been better. It would have been better. I mean, it should have been better. Some parts of it I actually like. I do like the Batman Superman fight, like I said before. I do like the bit with Doomsday in it. I do like Wonder Woman was in it. And it was mostly just the three of them fighting Doomsday. I thought that was I think it was a better fight with Doomsday than it was with the Batman Superman fight. It was good, and then as soon as that ended, you had this Doomsday fight right after it. I mean, it was really. This movie didn't even give you a chance to. like I just now, they didn't give you a chance to breathe at all. Which is, the problem I have with this movie, didn't give you a chance to breathe at all. And that's really what stinks about this movie. I mean, like I said, the fans deserve better than this turd of a film. So that's my review of Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. Please click on the video, please rate it, feel free to comment, please subscribe to my channel, please forward my video onto your Facebook pages. You can check out all my videos on not only my YouTube channel, but at RallyC.com, that's all WDY, C.com, there's a homepage of the Rally Reviewer, Chris Lee Moore, and also you can also follow me on Twitter at Joe Gutfeld. You can follow me on Twitter. I only have two followers, so please follow me on Twitter if you haven't done so yet. I know I haven't advertised my Twitter account yet because I haven't tweeted that much. That's what it is. So please follow me on Twitter, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and all the other stuff that I mentioned already. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time.